In this episode, I show you how to turn a gray sky blue. Hey, it's me, Brian the photographer, and if you have scrolled through a screen full of listings, you know that a stunning front exterior photo with a blue sky goes a long way in attracting buyer interest as you market that property online. But what do you do when you're taking pictures of the front of the house, outside, and you end up with something like this? No worries. You'll just use this go-to technique that I use to make it blue again. So this is going to be a beginner level tutorial that's light on gear because all you're really going to need is your digital camera and Photoshop software. Let's get down to it. Okay guys, so here we are in Photoshop. So this is the original shot that I took of this house right here in Canton, Michigan, straight out of camera. Now, it was actually raining when I took this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but rain was coming down at the time I took the picture, so I needed to do some initial tweaks to the exposure, color, contrast. I was able to get it tuned up to about this point here. So I did some initial adjustments, but notice, the sky is still dead and pretty much lifeless. So here's the steps to go from this to this. So here you go. You drag your image into Photoshop, and you're also going to drag in the separate image of your sky. Where do you get pictures of the sky, you may ask? Well, you can, of course, just go outside on any sunny day that actually has a blue sky, point your camera up, and take a picture or two. Boom, see? That's how I got this image. You could also Google up sky background or sky library or something like that and get access to tons of resources too. It's really not hard to get your hands on a good picture of the sky. Now, once these two images are opened in their own editing windows, you are going to want to select the window that is holding the sky, and then from the layers panel, you will drag and drop the sky layer right on top of your main image. Boom, done. Now, using your selection tool, you want to resize this so that it covers all of the sky portion of your image. From here, we'll adjust the blending mode. And we do that by clicking the little FX button down here. Click blending mode and then drag the slider here from left to right. As you do this, it'll start to hide the sky and allow the main image to start to pull back through. If you go too far, it'll start revealing the grayish, whitish sky that we're trying to correct, so just go back a bit on the slider when that happens. Now, there is likely to be some sky in the rest of your image at this point. You can see some of it here, and we want you to get rid of that. So you are going to apply a regular layer mask to the sky layer because we are going to mask out or hide the unwanted bits of sky that are showing up where they don't belong. So click the sky layer and then click the mask button, which looks like a rectangle with a dot in the middle, to apply the mask to the sky layer. At this point, the mask is there. You can tell that it's there because of this little white square here that we've selected. But since we have not applied anything to the mask, it's just sitting there invisible, so no change yet to the image, as you probably noticed. No worries, that comes in a minute. So from here, we want to use our brush tool, and we are going to want to make sure that the color we are going to use with this brush is going to be black. We're going to be painting with black paint. We're also going to want to size it up and set the flow rate at about somewhere between 10 and 40%. At this point, we start painting in black over the bits and pieces of sky that aren't where they belong, and we paint on the layer mask, not the image itself, and ta-da! It starts to disappear. You can tell by looking at our mask over here and see what's being covered up because it will show up as being blackened out. That's how a regular layer mask works. Whatever shows up as white on the layer mask square over here is going to show up in the final picture just like normal, and whatever is covered up with black ink is going to be hidden, which will allow whatever is on the layers below to show through. Now, there are other ways to do sky replacement. Maybe we'll cover them in future episodes, but this method here is super simple, and it'll work for about 90% of all the exterior images that you'll have to deal with. So there you have it. You now have an easy way to make your gray skies blue on all of your listing photos. Now, as we wrap this up, let me just say that if you are an agent in Southeast Michigan and you need some pro-grade listing photos done up and you don't have the time to do it yourself, feel free to give me a call, 248-607-0892, and I'll be glad to come out with my camera and do the heavy lifting for you. As always, you can check out the before and after images for this property by clicking the link above this video if you're watching on Facebook, below the video if you're watching on YouTube. You can also check out the gear list of the equipment I used in this shoot at the bottom of that same page. Finally, if you like this video and would like to see future tutorials as soon as they come out, then be sure to join the Photography Tips for Agents Facebook group if you've not already. And then, you're not done yet. Click the like button below this video so that Facebook knows that you like to see these types of things and will bring new tutorials to your attention as soon as they're published. I will see you again in the next episode, but until then, make it a great day.